He was 72, not sick, not bedridden, not struggling to breathe. In fact, just the week before, he was laughing at the dinner table, walking around the neighborhood, and even talking about taking a small trip that summer. And then, one morning, he didn't wake up. No goodbyes, no signs, just silence. His wife found him still in bed, peaceful, but gone. The shock was unbearable. And when the doctor finally gave us answers, none of us could believe what we were hearing. It wasn't one thing, the doctor said. It was years of small habits, simple things, quiet killers. You see, he didn't smoke, he didn't drink, he wasn't living dangerously. But what he was doing, every day, seemed harmless at the time, until it wasn't. That's what I want to share with you today. Because if you're over 60, or if you love someone who is, you need to hear this. These 4 habits were what slowly, silently led him to his death. And most people are still doing them right now, without knowing the risk. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to help you see what he didn't. Because once you know, you have the power to change. And let me just say, habit number 3, that's the one almost no one talks about, until it's too late. So let's start with the first habit. It's simple, it's common, and it was the beginning of the end. He used to joke that coffee was the fuel that kept him going. First thing in the morning, coffee. Mid-morning, coffee. After lunch, another cup. But water? Maybe once or twice a day, sometimes not at all. He never felt thirsty, so he didn't think it mattered. But what none of us realized was that as we age, the body becomes less sensitive to thirst. We need water, even when we don't feel like we do. And what coffee does, especially in large amounts, is act like a diuretic. It pulls water out of your body. Day after day, his organs were working harder with less support. His kidneys, his heart, his brain. All stressed from subtle chronic dehydration. He began to feel tired more often. He got dizzy sometimes when standing up. His skin was drier, his thinking a little foggy, but he brushed it off. I'm just getting older. In reality, his body was drying out, silently. The night he died, the coroner noted how his blood was thicker than usual. Dehydration affects blood pressure, circulation, and even how the heart functions during sleep. A slightly dehydrated heart is a stressed heart, and at his age, that's all it took. If you're listening to this and thinking, that sounds like me, please take this seriously. Don't wait until your body breaks down to start drinking water. Make it a habit now. Start with a glass first thing in the morning, then keep sipping throughout the day. Your organs need it. Your brain needs it. Your heart depends on it. Coffee may wake you up, but water keeps you alive. He wasn't lazy. He had just earned his rest, as he liked to say. After decades of hard work, raising a family, and staying active, he believed retirement was for taking it easy. And that's exactly what he did. Most mornings, he'd sit in his favorite chair, remote in one hand, crossword puzzle in the other. He wasn't lying in bed all day, but truthfully, he wasn't moving much either. A short walk to the kitchen, back to the chair, a few steps outside to check the mail, then more sitting. We all thought he was just relaxing, but what we didn't realize was that his body was slowly paying the price. The truth is, the human body was made to move. We never connected it. He wasn't bedridden. He just wasn't moving enough. If he had done just 10 minutes of walking twice a day, if he had stretched each morning or moved during commercial breaks, if he had understood that every movement is an act of prevention, maybe he'd still be here. So if you're over 60 and spending most of your day sitting, please don't wait. Get up and move your body. Even small movements can make a big difference. Because your body doesn't just shut down suddenly. It quietly stops functioning over time, if you stop using it. And the older we get, the more we need it. Not extreme exercise, just movement. Gentle, regular movement to keep our muscles alive, our blood flowing, and our joints from locking up. What sitting did to him, quietly and gradually, was rob his body of its strength. His legs got weaker, his circulation slowed, his balance became unstable, and more importantly, his heart was no longer being challenged to work at a healthy rhythm. He started complaining about cold feet, swollen ankles, feeling lightheaded. Again, we thought, that's just aging. But those were signs, warnings. One doctor later explained it clearly. Prolonged sitting increases the risk of heart failure, blood clots, and even sudden death during sleep, especially in older adults. He snored for years, loud, heavy snoring that could be heard from the hallway. We used to joke about it at family gatherings, how he could shake the walls when he slept. He'd just laugh it off and say, "That's how you know I'm alive." But what we didn't know was, that very sound may have been the warning sign that he was dying slowly in his sleep. He often woke up tired, even after a full night's rest. He'd take naps during the day, fall asleep during conversations, and sometimes feel short of breath doing simple things like walking to the bathroom. But he never got it checked. He thought snoring was normal. He thought feeling tired was just part of getting older. A simple sleep study could have changed everything. A breathing machine, lifestyle changes, better sleep, more time. If you or your loved one snores, wakes up tired, or feels groggy often, please don't ignore it. It's not just annoying. It's not just aging. It could be your body begging for help. What seems like nothing could be everything. Because what steals life fastest, especially in older adults, isn't always illness. It's undetected risk. No one told him it could be sleep apnea, a serious condition where your breathing stops repeatedly throughout the night, cutting off oxygen to your brain and heart. And the danger with sleep apnea is this: it's silent, invisible, undiagnosed, and deadly, especially at night. The heart works harder with each oxygen drop. The brain gets less rest. Blood pressure stays high. The risk of stroke, heart failure, and sudden cardiac death rises dramatically. And one night, for him, it all caught up. He passed in his sleep. Peacefully, yes, but not naturally. His heart gave out from years of silent strain. If only he had taken it seriously. If only he had mentioned it to his doctor. If only someone had connected the dots between the snoring and the fatigue. If you asked him how he was doing, he'd always say the same thing: "I'm fine." Even when things weren't fine. Even when he was overwhelmed. Even when he was carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. He kept it all in. He was the kind of man who believed in being strong. He didn't want to burden anyone with his worries. He never wanted his family to feel guilty or concerned. So instead, he smiled, made jokes, and stayed quiet. But stress doesn't disappear just because we don't talk about it. In fact, when it builds up, especially in older adults, it becomes a silent killer. And for him, that inner pressure built until one night, it was too much. That's why I wish he had talked to someone. Anyone. A friend. A pastor. A therapist. Even just a notebook. He didn't need to have all the answers. He just needed to be heard. So if you're carrying silent pain, please don't keep it inside. Speak. Cry. Write. Pray. Share it. Because no one should carry invisible weight alone. And no one should leave this world with so much left unsaid. Let go before your body breaks down from holding it all in. Doctors later said his blood pressure had been dangerously high. His heart had been under chronic stress, the kind that doesn't come from a sudden shock, but from years of bottled-up anxiety, frustration, and grief. Did he miss his late brother? Yes. Was he worried about money? Absolutely. Did he feel lonely sometimes, even surrounded by family? More than he ever admitted, but he kept all of that tucked away inside. You see, stress doesn't always show up in loud ways. Sometimes it looks like irritability, tension, sleepless nights, a clenched jaw, a heavy sigh, a forced smile. And the body listens to every bit of it. When you don't let the pain out emotionally, it finds another way out. physically, through the heart, through inflammation, through disease. He was only 72, not old, not frail, not ready to go. But life doesn't always wait for permission, and sometimes it ends quietly, without warning, in the middle of the night. I wish we had seen the signs. I wish we had known what his habits were doing to him, because he didn't die from an accident or disease. He died from small, simple choices, repeated over time, until his body couldn't take it anymore. And that's the lesson I want you to take from this, because you still have time. Time to change, time to heal, time to live differently. You may think it's too late. That change won't matter. But it does. Every glass of water matters. Every walk around the block matters. Every honest conversation matters. Hope that we can still make changes. Still live fully. Still leave this world with fewer regrets. And if someone you love is walking down this same quiet path, please, share this with them. You might save a life without even knowing it. Thank you for listening. And remember, life isn't over until it is. Choose to live well. Choose to live awake. Every night of good sleep adds days, sometimes years, to your life. Don't ignore the whispers of your body. Don't laugh off fatigue. Don't brush away stress or silence your emotions. These things add up. And for him, they took him away too soon. But you are still here, and that means it's not over yet. So here's what I ask you to do. Drink more water tomorrow than you did today. Move a little more, even if it's just a few extra steps. Take sleep seriously. Talk to a doctor if you need to. And above all, speak your truth. Don't carry it alone. If this video touched you, comment below. I choose life. Let's turn this into more than just a warning. Let it be a wake-up call. Not for fear, but for hope.